welcome home. You go.
The moving walkway exit is approaching. Please, watch your step.
Morning everyone, hope you're well and welcome to Travel Home Day. Can't believe how quickly the last 2 weeks have gone. Had an absolute blast. And yeah, thanks for following along and watching. So we haven't vlogged the last few days, a combination of a couple of things really. First of all, Elle hasn't been particularly well, but fingers crossed it's going to be absolutely fine to fly home later on today. And secondly, I guess a little bit of vlogging fatigue, and there's probably only so many times you can vlog the same sort of things and it'd be mildly interesting. That's it, not even interesting to start with, so yeah, definitely can't vlog riding Velocicoaster over and over again and expect that to be interesting. But yeah, heading in one last time, so Victoria, Joey and Elle are fast asleep, but we plan to have voodoo donuts for breakfast. Now that doesn't open till 8 AM. I've been awake since 5 AM. So I thought, well, if Early Park Admission's going to let in around 7:45, might have a chance to do one or two things very quickly before going to pick up some donuts. But I think the plan is going to be, if it's open, Hagrid's, and then Velocicoaster. If Hagrid's isn't open, or I'm just not at the front of the line, then head to Velocicoaster. Maybe do that once or twice and then head out. So the bus left Surfside bang on 7, got into the hub security at 7:08, and yeah, it's pretty dead to be honest with you. I'm expecting there still to be a few people ahead of us, but because it's a pass holder appreciation month, there is a pass holder entrance to the left of the lighthouse. And what's good about that entrance is they will scan people in normally a few minutes before everybody else, so they don't let you go until the park's kind of officially open and everyone else can start scanning in. But because you're already in, makes it a little bit quicker. So again, that might help with just walking straight onto Hagrid's. Really good trip. I'm sure we will check in later on today to tell you a little bit more about our thoughts and the highlights. But otherwise, let's go queue. Morning.
Good morning. Have a great day.
Okay, so 7:46, let pass holders in a couple of minutes before, just whilst they do the opening speech. And then yeah, we are good to go and hopefully straight onto Hagrid's.
Welcome to Islands of Adventure. The door of entry is now open. Let the adventure begin.
All the people running, it's only Velocicoaster open, but there we go. Okay, so we're in, walking through Seuss. Unfortunately, a lot of the benefits of Early Park Admission are negated when Hagrid's is down, because you can either get it done first of all before the queue goes to 2 hours. But like I say, if you don't do it first thing, do it early afternoon, it's generally about an hour. But now everybody's going to head to Velocicoaster, so whereas normally it's a 5-10 minute wait for about 30-40 minutes, now it's just going to spike and be really long. So yeah, maybe one ride, then head out, go to Voodoo, and back to the hotel to pack. Right, so they haven't closed off the walkway towards Hagrid's, so everybody still went that way, so I've got no idea if it's going to be open or not, but I think I'm going to be on the first ride of the day, and hopefully front row. Let's go find out. Okay, so it's 8:14, 2 rides done front row and the back row, and yeah, that's me done, time to head out. I much prefer row 11 to row 12, row 12 being the last row. I think it's a lot smoother, but I just thought if I've done the front, have to do the back. But yeah, time to get the photos now. So naturally most people walking in still, or to be fair, most people won't even be in the parks as of yet. Couldn't think of a better ride to end the trip on. And yeah, Voodoo Donuts has been open about 15 minutes now, so gonna get that mobile order in and yeah, head back to Surfside, do some packing. Oh, and I've got to mention, I was on the front row on the second ride of the day. Unfortunately, there were some other people that just beat me for the first ride of today, so close, but yeah, unfortunately can't tick that one off the bucket list just yet. But yeah, one last view. One last look around the lobby, and then we're going to head on to iDrive for a couple of hours, and then we're getting picked up to the airport at 2:45. So we're just using an Uber driver that we used a few days ago, but we're just doing it direct through him. Probably a similar price to us, but it just means he gets 100% of the money. But yeah, it looks a nice day. I think storms are forecast for later on this afternoon, but yeah, at the minute it looks beautiful outside. This weather's been a little bit different this trip to how it's been previously. So when we came last year, we only got about 2 hours of rain across the entire 2 weeks. It was really, really hot. It was like 37 degrees. I think it was the hottest August on record. And then this trip we've had, you know, hot days. We've had days that have seen no rain whatsoever. And then other days we've had hours and hours of storms. So yeah, obviously when you come to Florida, you never know what you're gonna get. And it used to be for us that we'd come in September and we'd have very little rain. And then when we came in September a couple of years ago, the weather was horrendous most days. I think apart from the last 3 days of the trip, it just rained for hours and hours. Like every afternoon and evening was a write-off. It's obviously not the best for Halloween Horror Nights. Not being too bad all in all this trip weather-wise. Got the cheeseburger. Had this before, it's pretty decent. All the toppings, as you can see, are on the side, and then you just put them in yourself.
And I got cotton candy ice cream.
Is it nice?
It's pink and blue, my favorite color, blue.
Yeah. Right, we've made it to MCO, and it's as hot now as it was when we got here. So we will check in with you once we have checked in. We'll let you know our thoughts on the trip and Surfside. And let's head back to Manchester with Virgin. Right, all checked in. For some reason unbeknown to ourselves, Victoria's silver with Virgin, which meant that we could kind of get priority check-in there, which was a little bit cheeky, but I guess if that's one of the perks of silver, then it'd be silly not to make the most of it. You're a bit cheeky. So heading now to have a look around the Universal shop, the Disney shop, because we haven't looked at enough of those already. Gonna get some food, so I think Joey and Victoria wanting McDonald's, gonna get final Panda Express for me. And then yeah, we fly in about 2.5 hours, so have a wander around. Never seen anybody as excited to go to water fountains in my life. It's the exact same plane that we came out on, running the exact same seats, so hopefully it should be alright. Gonna have a look in some of the shops now. I think Joey's already going into the SeaWorld one. He generally goes to the Cuddly Toys, so let's see where he ends up. As if by magic, he's at the Cuddly Toys. Already getting ready for next year's trip. Yeah? So Joey was saying Nini because when he first came, when he was 2, he wasn't able to say Disney. So it became Nini. And apparently it still is today. Right, it's the 23rd of August, so Halloween is very much in swing here in Florida. And off he goes to his 100th Universal shop of the trip. If you are considering getting something from here, I think they do give you pass holder discount. Might be worth keeping your pass with you, just on the off chance you decide to get something. Just a lot of the things you'll find in the normal park shops, just, you should imagine, slightly less of it.
If you come to the gift shop here, there's always one more T-Rex keychain if you want to buy it.
Only one more, so if that's what you're going to be buying, make sure you get here quick.
$9.
Elle wants to eat it.
Not anything to eat.
I like the ball.
There we go. I almost bought Joey one of these when we were there. So I thought it was going to be a sign that we should get it, but it looks like they've got Joe, but no Joey. Yeah, Victoria said it's just the same price here as it is to get things in the park, so at least that's good if there was something you forgot. Like your grandma's hero Spider-Man mug.
Hey, what is this thing?
Right, quick update. There is no last T-Rex keychain remaining. Joey's decided he's having it, so
I'm going to buy it.
Sorry guys, don't rush here. It's not here anymore.
A T-Rex keychain.
Yeah, so immigration behind us, so if you walk away from it, then you come to the food court area, and yeah, quite a few different options here as well. So like I mentioned earlier on, it's where I normally try and get my last Panda Express fix of the trip. But yeah, I got lots of different things. So there's Moe's Southwest Grill, there's Cinnabon, there is Auntie Anne's. Yeah, there's a few kind of different things. So if you're anything like me and think the food coming back from MCO is terrible, then it's probably a good option to get something to eat here, and you don't have to worry about it too much. I think what I've done is ordered a kids meal, hoping that it might be better, but yeah, no idea if that'll be the case. So gonna fill up on Panda Express, get the last bit of orange chicken, and then yeah, probably head for the monorail and head to the gate. Panda Express, just like any other Panda Express, just a little bit more expensive. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get the plate. The bigger plate's not that much more, so they've got me. I'm gonna get a bigger plate, some orange chicken, some chow mein, maybe chicken teriyaki, or Beijing beef. We'll see. Yeah, so I asked for the bigger plate, in the end they just gave me the plate, which is fine. Maybe that's a sign I was being too fat. So I went for fried rice and orange chicken twice.
McDonald's.
Yeah. Was it
We're
like...
having Panda Express and we go for the McDonald's.
Yeah. Is it good?
Because there's only one Panda Express and two McDonald's. It's not fair.
Have you seen the size?
No.
That's the tiniest. I thought American portions were supposed to be huge.
Like 10 chips. Longer.
Random. £17.91.
Is that what it was?
So it was.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
They were more expensive when we took to the gap. Plaza.
Very good. Some MCO carpet.
The helicopter's taking the T-Rex because on the island there's lava, so it's taking it away.
Right, it's about an hour and a half till we depart, so we can head through immigration now. It doesn't normally take too long. And then yeah, find somewhere to sit, and then I think we are boarding group number 2, so flight 6:10, I'd imagine we're probably going to get on, and maybe around 5:30 or so.
I'm going to get this. I'd get them all, but I can't afford it. So I'm just getting John.
John, Back to the Future, Jaws, E.T. $10 each, been in the parks for a while, and $10 in the parks as well.
I like them all.
It's a song from the parade, Joey.
It's the main one from the parade.
Last ride of the trip, Joey. We made it to airside 4. Immigration took about 20 minutes or so. The scanning the passports was pretty quick. That was done in a few minutes. Then it was just waiting for the line to have your bag searched. We had some cool blocks in Elle's cool bag, which we're using to keep her medicine cool. And initially they said they need to dispose of them. And then as soon as they said it was for medicine, they did an extra scan and said it was fine. So I don't really understand that one, that they thought it'd either be you can have them or you can't have them. Not if there's a reason why you can have them, they're comfortable with it. But either way, we're through now. Got about 50 minutes or so until we go. So quick toilet break and then, yeah, head to the gate. By the time we got to the gate, it was time to board, so we haven't had much chance to give you our reviews, but the short version, really good. Really enjoyed Universal, Surfside, great value for money, really happy for the most part. There's a couple of things with Surfside, but there's always going to be something, isn't there? But yeah, when we get home, so at the end of this video, we'll give you our full in-depth review and we'll get Joey's and Victoria's thoughts as well. But yeah, for now, time to fly home. Okay, so this is what row 46 A, B and C looks like. So it's a bassinet row, and as I mentioned on the travel day, we requested that by special assistance before for Elle, and then they assign you seats about 36 to 48 hours before. So yeah, the exact same seats as we had before. Obviously the advantage for us, luckily, is extra legroom as well, so hopefully it makes it a little bit easier on the flight back. TVs and tables down here. The only disadvantages for people that want to watch TV and film straight away is that you have to wait till kind of we're in the air and seatbelt signs are off. But otherwise, yeah, great seats if you don't mind being next to the toilet.
Hello and a very warm welcome from all the crew in this Virgin Atlantic flight the VS76 on board across the Endless Lady to Manchester. We do expect our flight to take 7 hours. We thank you and welcome you on board.
Okay, so the APU on the plane, which is like a little engine that's near the tail, isn't working. And that's normally what would power the air conditioning on the plane at this point before the engines are running. So because that's not working, it is about 1,000,000 degrees right now. Absolutely roasting. Nice Beetlejuice music though. So what it means is that we won't push back an inside engine, so we'll have to start an engine on stand before we can start to feel some cool air, so yeah, sweltering.
I feel a bit awkward, like I'm sat in the aisle. You can see straight down, otherwise it's not much fun.
Hello there. We're delighted to welcome you on board Virgin Atlantic. Thank you for flying with us today. You're no doubt keen to lose yourself in our dazzling world of entertainment, but first we're going to show you a safety film, and we'd like you to give it your full attention.
Al just terrorising Joey, watching his iPad while pulling his headphones out. Now making a mess. C45D had a broken TV on the way out, and then 2 weeks later it looks like it's still broken. So if you're flying with Virgin Atlantic on an A350 anytime soon, make sure you're not sat in row 45D, because who knows, they still might not have fixed it. Yeah, another Virgin plane up here, bad looks of it. And a nice big storm that way. Norse flight from Gatwick just landed.
Landing into Manchester just over an hour early, about 6:45 in the morning. We'd like you to take time to enjoy our beer room, where you'll find hours of great entertainment. You'll also find a selection of travel, health and relaxation programs on how to stay comfortable during the night flight. These can be found at the
Melbourne Airport down there, which is the one that to fly from. Kennedy down there. Nice short flight back to Manchester tonight, so it was 7 hours and 2 minutes. So I've been in the air about 10 minutes. You can see just hit the east coast of Florida, and they've just set up Elle's bassinet. Don't think she's going to be going to sleep anytime soon. But yeah, I'd imagine there's going to be a drink service soon and food. Yeah, we'll show you what that's like, and yeah, I guess I'll find out whether I've ordered a kids meal or not. We've got 50 spare seats on this flight, so unlike the flight coming out, not quite as busy. Yeah, I think it's just one flight to Manchester today as well, and then there's the Edinburgh service. I think it's normally when there's the flight to Edinburgh, there's only one to Manchester, but two from Heathrow still. But yeah, we'll check in with you in a little bit when, like I say, food and drink arrive.
Sam is now stuck. You are not getting out until we go down. He's taking it off. Is there fighting with it all?
Trying to annoy Joey as much as she can. About half an hour in, same snacks as on the way out. You still miss the pretzels that you used to get, but better than nothing. And they've got a Coke Zero. Don't do Diet Coke on Virgin flights, or at least they haven't for us on either flight. So yeah, Coke Zero will have to do. And we're just coming up to 39,000 feet now. So as you can see, the clouds are pretty high at the minute, so we're at 39,000 feet and still in the clouds, which is why it's a little bit turbulent. Seatbelt signs are off at the minute. Not sure if they're going to come on soon or not. A little bit bumpy, but nothing too bad. Although that being said, a glass has just smashed in a premium economy out of the glass. So, and there we go, seatbelt signs are on. Both trolls obsessed. And you. Okay, so this is a look at the kids' meal. So we've got hummus and some veg, bread, and then pasta and chicken nuggets, I think it's a bit of broccoli, and then an Oreo on the side. The adult options were vegetarian pasta and a chicken curry. Victoria doesn't know what she's going to get yet, so when hers arrives, we'll show you what that looks like. So the highlight of that meal was probably the broccoli. It tells you everything you need to know, because when is the broccoli ever a highlight of the meal? The chicken nuggets were fine, the pasta was so overcooked you can't even pick it up. It just like literally falls apart. I'm going to show you. Just, yeah, not very good. I mean, it's probably better than the adults' food. But yeah, the curse of MCO catering strikes again. Yeah, not the best, but thankfully not too hungry with eating at the airport. I'm still waiting for the adult meals to do it here, so that will probably be the next clip. And this is the chicken curry. It's not too bad actually, to be fair. Then some form of chocolate moussey dessert. And yeah, side of bread. We'll leave Victoria to let you know how it tastes when she's finished. Otherwise, the sun is starting to go down. Yeah, we've got just under 6 hours to go. Yeah, you're in your bed.
The softest croissant ever. Soggy bit of lettuce.
So I thought I had the soggiest thing with the pasta, but no. Soggy lettuce, soft croutons. Hopefully the curry will taste alright at least. And this is the baby meal on tonight's flight. So there is chicken and rice, green bean, carrot, and for some strange reason apple juice. I'm not sure what baby's going to want apple juice. Much like kids' meals, you have to order these ahead of time. And yeah, if you do that and they don't bring it for whatever reason, then just press the call bell and they'll bring it out. Elle is hungry and tired, so hopefully this will do the trick and then she'll get a few hours sleep.
You like chicken and rice? What's more like tomato soup?
Right, so we've been back a week now, so we thought we'd just quickly wrap this vlog up. We didn't do a huge amount of filming really after the meal service on the flight. I managed to get a little bit of sleep, and then neither of us bothered with breakfast, and then before we knew it, we were landing into Manchester. So I guess we'll start with the flights and Virgin Atlantic. So really good from my perspective. Obviously we managed to get quite a good deal in terms of how much the flights cost. Don't really want to think about how much we spent on the entire holiday, but I guess we'll probably have that final cost at the end of this video. The plane were good, the crew were good, the food maybe not so much, but yeah, we managed to get the bassinet both ways. I guess that would probably be my only criticism of Virgin and flying with babies, that we had no idea whether we were going to have the bassinet until like one day before, because we did a reward voucher booking. Me and Victoria on separate bookings, and Virgin had no way to merge those bookings. So because we requested a bassinet, my booking was completely greyed out from her being able to pick a seat perspective, whilst Victoria could just book a seat wherever she wanted. So again, we had kind of no idea until we found out whether we had a bassinet, whether we were even going to be sat together. So I think that was the only kind of bit that was a little bit frustrating with Virgin, but you know, otherwise, like I say, everything else was absolutely spot on. And yeah, by using those air miles and using that reward voucher, I think we saved over £2,500 compared to what it would have cost to just book those flights. So that was good. What did you think about the flight? Sat in the aisle.
Yeah, other than feeling like you're in the middle of nowhere. No, it is a really good seat. I was thinking when I were stood up in the middle of the night, rocking her to sleep, that this would be so hard to do in the other seats. There'd be no way to stand up and do that really. You'd have to be stood in the middle of the aisle or bothering the crew in that little middle bit. I always feel like if I go in that middle bit, that I'm annoying them. I don't know if you're meant to go through there, are you? I don't know.
Why not?
They always look bothered. Anyway, but yeah, good seats. I'd definitely recommend them if you need a bassinet. The flight home flew. I don't know how.
Pardon the pun.
Flew, yeah. I never ever sleep on the night flight. I stay awake, but before I knew it, we only had 2 hours left. Food, never like it. And there were, I don't know his name, but there were a really helpful guy on our flight. He opened, one of the toilets were broken, they'd locked it, and he saw that I was queuing to change her, so he opened that for me and said it were a bigger toilet as well, lots more space, so he opened that and said use that one. He just seemed really helpful through the whole flight.
What wasn't so good actually about the flight home was Manchester Airport and immigration. If you're not travelling with young children, you can use the electronic desks. And that was a huge line, but it was moving really quickly, versus those that had younger children and needed to use the
humans,
those people. Like it was a really long queue and it was just moving incredibly slowly. So apart from that, yeah, it was good meet and greet. You know, the car was there waiting, and we were straight out and on our way home. Okay, so first time staying at Endless Summer Surfside. What did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It had Cabana Bay vibes. Sam don't think so, but I feel like it reminds me of Cabana Bay.
Okay.
Price wise, like if you're on a budget, I'd definitely recommend staying there. Well, either Surfside or Dockside. I've liked both of them. Don't ask me which my favourite is, because I don't know. Don't do favourites. So I liked that we're on International Drive for the restaurants, walking to a shop just for when you get on holiday, just getting little bits, breakfast, things like that.
Looking at Touch.
Looking at Touch. Yeah, all the gift shops. Some of the other hotels are a bit, you'd have to get a taxi to go just to a supermarket, which definitely adds up to quite costly, especially when you try to get one that's got a car seat. But after a busy day, it would be nice just to be able to walk back to the hotel rather than mess with all the buses. Buses are a bit of a pain, having to put your pram down every single time, take all your bags off. It was a bit of a struggle, wasn't it?
The amount of rubbish in the bottom of the pram.
Yeah, take everything out so we can fold it down, and carrying the baby and the pram, and yeah. So sometimes it'd be nice to be able to walk, but you can't have everything. So yeah, nice, liked it. Nice pool. Do you have a nice pool? What does it look like?
Fish.
Yeah, nice pool. I always like a pool that you can walk and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was good. Preferred it personally to dockside. I think they are much of a muchness, and depending on your preference on certain things will probably dictate whether you prefer one or the other. Dockside for me personally was just a little bit too busy. Like the lobby was always rammed, there was always queues for the lifts. It's a higher up hotel versus Surfside. For the most part, hasn't got as many floors, so the lifts were never a problem. Like you mentioned, being close to iDrive was definitely handy. That was one of the primary reasons we decided to stay at Endless Summer, and in particular Surfside. It was kind of being closer to iDrive, and you know, literally 5-6 minutes from the lobby to being on iDrive. Storage and noise were issues with the room, but to be honest, they were the issues at dockside as well, so kind of is what it is. In terms of budget, I think if you're on a budget and want to stay on site, then Endless Summer Eva Hotel is perfect. For a comparison, it cost us £28 per night more than staying at Rosen Inn at Point. So for us, based on early park admission, the transport, you know, the facilities, just how modern the hotel is, was definitely worth it. Obviously other people may not think that, but yeah, £7 per person per night definitely was for us. Yeah, food in the hotel as well was for the most part decent. It was generally freshly made, so whilst you've got the disadvantage of everything taking 10-15 minutes, you know, it was always warm, always fresh. I still think for me Cabana Bay is the best restaurant, canteen, diner, I don't know what you want to call that type of thing, but yeah, like Cabana Bay's got it to a T. Dockside was just chaotic. Surfside, there was no real chaos, it's just everything took a long time. But yeah,
I didn't think the food was that good at dockside. It was nice at Surfside.
Yeah, and iDrive, yeah, it was fine. Like Victoria said, there's some good food options. Scooters like everywhere, like electronic scooters just dumped all over the pavements and things. Quite a bit of rubbish about. Smell of weed at times.
What's that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't think I
Maybe I just live a sheltered life, but I don't know, it just felt...
A tough life.
A tough life, I don't know. It just felt a bit rough at times, but maybe that is how it is.
Some funky people came out at night, didn't they?
Pushing their trolleys around. Yeah.
Yeah, restaurants, you definitely save money eating out at the restaurants on iDrive around Surfside than eating at Universal. Usually we're a bit stuck eating at Universal, aren't we? But yeah, we got quite a lot of food for our money, didn't we? What, you had an all you can eat for what, $16?
Yeah, $16 at Applebee's. It was as much as you can eat. Boneless wings, ribs, shrimp, I think it was. Yeah. Fries, just, yeah, literally as much as you wanted. So that was good.
We've got a second tooth coming through.
Universal then, and I guess all the things new.
Terrible. Hate it. You hate it? Yeah? Okay. Universal. Yeah. So I didn't know how much a baby, I mean, she was 6 months when we got there, turned 7 months while we were there. I didn't know how much she'd actually get from going to Universal, but honestly, she loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yes, Gary Barlow. She enjoyed all the shows, the parades, the character meets. She went on a few rides. I think she was a bit, what is going on when she was on the rides, but yeah.
That's me on Stormforce as well.
Got some smiles out of her when we were on there. But she's a fidget bum. But yeah, she loved it, really loved it. Every time we watched the parade, which was 16 times, she sat through the whole thing, watched the entire thing, getting smiles off all the characters. What are the little, just people that walk around?
Humans, we talked about this earlier.
The humans, yeah. The people that...
Dancers. Yeah,
like the dancers and things. She got lots of attention from them, which she liked. But yeah, she loved it. Yeah, loved it. I definitely recommend, if you're taking a baby, a pram fan and a parasol of some sort, anything just to stop the sun going right on them, because it would, if you're walking and you're facing directly at the sun, she was like, if the parasol went on. What else do I recommend? Washing up liquid. Take a little bottle of washing up liquid for those poonamis. Comes in handy.
I'll leave a link to the fan that we got, which is from Amazon. A little bit on the big side, but it can clip onto your pram and it's really powerful, so it worked quite well for us. Universal as a whole, again, really good as always. I think the summer edition, so the parade, really good. The nighttime show, good. Trolls Land and DreamWorks we enjoyed. Doing the things that we need for Joey was good this time as well. He had fun at Volcano Bay as well, when he got the courage to do the new slides. Absolutely loved them. The only thing that let Universal down for me was some of the cost saving measures, I guess, that they've done and continue to do. So for example, opening bits of the park later. So the back of Universal Studios doesn't open till 10 AM. It's only a couple of bits in Simpsons, I think, but they're lunchtime. So removing 3D glasses from Kong. It's just small things, but the price isn't decreasing accordingly. So it's kind of like, so for me, you know, everything should open regardless, I guess, of how busy it is. If people have paid that much money, they should have the option of doing things. But yeah, they're opening Epic, so I guess they're probably trying to save every penny they can along the way. But yeah, otherwise, really good. As you saw on the vlog series, we upgraded our 14-day tickets to annual passes, which we weren't planning on doing, but it does mean that we can get another 2 or 3 days in there in next year's trip before we head to Walt Disney for 2 weeks.
One of the main reasons for me to book this year was to go to the DreamWorks land and take Joey to the Trolls area while he's still obsessed. Although since we've been, he's become more obsessed with Jurassic World again, hasn't he?
Yeah, yes.
But yeah, he absolutely loves that area. Meeting Poppy, that will stick in my brain forever. He was so happy, wasn't he? He loves Poppy and Claire Deary. Yeah, seeing Claire in the gyrosphere in the parade, his little face. That's why we watched it 16 times, so we could watch Claire go past and try to get her to wave to us. Yeah, really like the new DreamWorks area. It's good, isn't it? The Kung Fu Panda part were really good, wasn't it? I like
the outdoorsy bit, yeah. The weather this year was, I'd say, completely different to what we experienced last August. So last August, it was, I think, the hottest August on record in Florida. We had 2 days where we had about 1 hour of rain each. Other than that, it was blaring sun and heat. It was like 37, felt like in the 40s. It was absolutely roasting. This trip, the heat wasn't quite as bad. We definitely had more rain. We had probably 3 or 4 days where we had storms for maybe a couple of hours, but it didn't have a huge impact on the trip. We were generally back at the hotel at that point. But yeah, temperatures were more low to mid-30s, I'd say, so it definitely felt a little bit more bearable.
For him, I can't cope in heat. I had sweat dripping from my face and I don't sweat.
But compared to last year, it was a lot better.
Compared to last year, yeah. It wasn't as bad as last year, and I was pregnant last year, so I did struggle in the heat. I hid a lot last year to try to stay out of it. But yeah, bearable, but still hot.
I think the thing is with Florida weather, you literally never know what you're going to get. Like, we used to go in September, and when we first started doing September, it used to be perfect blue skies every day. Like, you wouldn't see a drop of rain. And then the last time we went in September a couple of years ago, it was really cloudy, like all afternoon, every afternoon we were there. It just rained heavy. It wasn't the best at all. So, yeah.
Get what you get.
Get what you get.
As long as you don't get a hurricane. Yeah, just a little bit on taking a baby to Universal. nappy wise, every toilet that you go to will have like a built-in nappy changing area. I don't think I went to a single toilet that didn't have one. Always clean. It's not one of those pull down ones. It's like
built into the wall
like
type of thing.
And yeah, every time I went in, it was spotlessly clean.
In the gents as well, I'll add.
Yeah. And then every child swap area has a changing table, so we've never used them before because I think Joey had just toilet changed just before we went with him, but quite a few times we had to use it, didn't we?
I guess on that, how did you find child swap again with a baby? Because I guess that's something that's different to Disney. So at Disney, the way it works is two people, no, however many people are riding will go through the normal queue, and then you'll get a lightning lane pass for the second group of people. Versus at Universal, generally, what happens is you'll all queue together through the normal queue or the express queue, depending on what you got tickets for. And then just before you get onto the ride, there's a room called the family room or the child swap room. And that's where people will wait and then just swap over once the first party have ridden. So how did you think that
Yeah,
went?
I much prefer Universals, where I'd rather queue with my family than have to go find something to do on my own. You get the AC. Yeah, I'd rather wait in a nice AC'd room than hang about outside waiting.
Roll on next year.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're rolling. Yeah, and in the family room, our child swap, it gave me a good opportunity to feed Elle. So there's always seats, I could relax and feed her. If you are still breastfeeding when you go, there's some nice shaded spots. There's the family rooms, or in the queue for Hagrid's, as you might see on one of the vlogs. When you go with young children, I just want to say, like, just do things as you come to them. Just enjoy things that are there. Because, like, don't be running to rides just because it's a short queue. Because one of the best moments for me were meeting Cat in the Hat. I don't know why. I don't even like Cat in the Hat. Not that much. But seeing Elle with... like, he were doing peekaboo with her and she was smiling her head off. And for me, that's one of the best things. And if Sam wanted to run to Hagrid's because the queue was shorter.
15 minutes.
It was 15 minutes, but I knew for a fact everyone would be running there. By the time we got there, it'd be over an hour. And it did, didn't it? It went right up. So if we'd ran off to Hagrid's, which we've done many times, I'd have missed out on that thing I could probably never do. So yeah, just take it in, just go with the flow, just chill.
So yeah, so we're going to wrap up this vlog series and this trip here. So thanks for watching. If you managed to watch every single vlog, including this one up to this point, comment below, I survived. But yeah, as we've mentioned sort of throughout this series, we are back next year. And by the time this vlog comes out, we should have hopefully booked our flights for next year. So we're heading out again mid-August. So I would say if you've got to go in the school holidays, the last 2 weeks of August is generally the quietest. That's when American schools have gone back. But yeah, next year is going to be very different as we stay...
Disney!
We're going to Disney!
Yay!
So...
she might not even like Disney, she might like dinosaurs, but we're going to Disney.
yeah, so the last time we did Disney properly was Joey's first trip in 2021? Yeah, 2021. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be interesting. First time on site as well. So it'll be good to see how that is and how that compares. But yeah, so the plan for next trip, as I mentioned, is first few days at Universal. We're planning on going literally as our seasonal passes are going to expire. So we're just going to try and sneak in there for a few days. And then, yeah, head to Disney for 2 weeks. Not sure if we're going to be staying at Pop Century, All-Star Movies, somewhere else. But, yeah, by the time this vlog comes out, we've probably got it booked. So follow us along on Instagram if you are interested. Likewise, please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't. And, yeah, we'll see you next year for more Florida adventures.
And by the way, Joey's having his dinner. That's why he's disappeared.
Bye.
We still love him.
We do. Bye.